Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, not quite, Professor, and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. Hey, he's been a showboat all his life.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. And whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Darling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench?
Have you learned anything about Dylan's condition?
Only that he's definitely Hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. You know, interestingly, the words of the Hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and time. It's very interesting, don't you think?
I don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry, I got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other Hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right?
I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do. My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here.
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
An outlier. I like the sound of that.
I should get going.
Don't let me hold you up. Should get back.
I need the containment protocols for every altered item or object. Man, I never thought I'd be working in the executive sector. Look at me now, Ma.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know. I need the containment protocols for every altered item or object of power with an audio-related effect.
The team will contact Lakes to get that information, sir. Yes, why? What do we tell them?
Tell him that the Hiss work through sound, so any countermeasures designed for similar altered items should be considered for field use.
needs to fill.
So talented, she would have found a solution to all this by now.
They just haven't attacked lately. I wonder why they're so quiet. More people are finding their way here. The director must be securing herself.
Through time, the thunder's hold distorts you. Happiness comes, white burns, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. Leave your insert by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the way. You've always been a near you. You want this to be.
Maybe I can learn more about the hiss from him.
Can we talk?
I just had an interesting dream.
Shit.
That's fascinating, but let's talk about the hiss for a change, yeah?
This dream was about the hiss.
Best I'm gonna get.
In my dream, the hiss had broken free of this prison, this house. I'd set it free. And the president himself was there to welcome us. He was the first one to take the hiss in. Spread the word. At first, many people thought it was horrifying. That he was horrifying. But also, many people who heard his words wanted to welcome the hiss in. And slowly, more and more of them came around until the whole world was brought together by the hiss. It was wonderful.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that.
For the record, that will never happen. Not as long as I'm alive.
The thunder's hold distorts you. Happiness comes, white burns, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. Leave your insert by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the way. You've always been a near you. You want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. This happens more and more now. You give us permission and regulation. We wait in the stands. The word that describes this is redacted. Repeat the word, the name of the sound. It resonates in your house. Oh, after the song, for applause, we know each other's telling remains the egg cracks, the truth will emerge of you. You are home. You remind us of home. You've taken your boss with you. All hair must be eaten. Under the conceptual reality behind this reality, you must want these waves to drag you away. After the song, time for applause. Cliche is death out of time. Breaking the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Oh, the floor, no. Floor, you fall. How do you say insane hurts? To be happy in your room is a tune you just can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, yeah, just plastic, so safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny. The last few breaks, the hole in your room is a hole in you. You can't only let you in through the hole in you. You have always been there. The only child. A copy of a copy of a copy. Orange peel. The picture is you holding the picture. When you hear this, you will know that you're near you. You want to listen. You want to dream. You want to smile. You want to hurt. You don't want to be. You are a warm through time. The thunder's home distort.
Maybe I'm just here to punish myself.
Any new dreams you'd like to share, Dylan?
I'm glad you asked, sister. This dream, like all dreams now, felt very real. Like reality. And reality now feels like a dream. Maybe it's all a dream. Maybe it's all real.
Dream where my brother endlessly tells me about his dreams.
I was in a dark place, and there was a dark man there. His name was Mr. Door, and he told me that there are many worlds, side by side, on top of each other, some inside of others. In one world, there was a writer who wrote a story about a cop. In another world, the cop was real. Door said he himself was in all of them at the same time, endlessly shifting between them. I asked him how I could reach these worlds. I wanted to bring the hiss there. But he didn't want to help me. He didn't like the idea. What did he know?
I'm not wild about the idea myself.
Through time, the thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white burns, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is on your right. Leave your inside by the door. Push the fingers through the surface and take away. You've always been here. You've always been
Why have we dissected that freak mutation we locked up? So much for this physical.
He's a valuable resource, though.